Good day, everyone. This is Pilot Mules, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. Please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going?
Hello there, Drac. How are you enjoying this holiday?
It's okay. Other than it's hot, but it's been hot, so it's okay.
All right. It's
The peasants.
hot.
Yes, the peasants have found fireworks, so that was annoying last night.
Well, you're going to have to confiscate those, I guess.
I am. I'm definitely going to have to. New rule in Barovia: no fireworks.
No fireworks. Well, they're trying to get independence, I think, away from Castle Ravenloft.
Yeah, see, exactly. We can't have that.
Let's then head over into our gaming news, where the Spooky Summer event is now live. What is the Spooky Summer event?
Yay, Spooky Summer! I love Spooky Summer because it's spooky. The Spooky Summer live event is running now through July 11th, so you have a little bit of time. This is the Night Rebels is back. Yay, Night Rebels! All the dungeons are available. And the cool part of the Spooky Summer event for the Night Rebels is you get plus 200% rewards. So, run the Night Rebels dungeons. You get a crap ton of rewards. So if there's any reward item that you were looking for, run it. With this 200% rewards, you can get your rewards in no time. So that's cool. And then we have a plus 10% Reaper XP boost. Always good to get that extra Reaper XP boost. And the Devilish Monster Champions that were on the last season of Hardcore are now making an appearance in the game. So if you played Hardcore, you know what they are. I didn't partake in Hardcore. I heard about these Devilish Monster Champions, though. Can't wait to actually see them in game, because I do run stuff to where I can get Monster Champions. So that should be interesting to see those. And also, but wait, there's more. Double Mysterious Remnants, which is twice the chance for remnants to appear when you kill said champions. Once again, this runs through July 11th. And Cordovan did make a note to post that Night Rebels ingredients are going to expire after the event is over. So keep that in mind. If you have any of your ingredients left over from this last Night Rebels, they have not spoiled yet. You can still use those. Any ones that you gain, you are going to have to use because they're going to spoil before Night Rebels starts again this fall. So keep that in mind.
All right.
But yeah, 200% rewards for Night Rebels dungeons. That's amazing. I am definitely going to try to make some time in my crazy week this week to run Night Rebels a few times, because there was a couple things that I wanted from Night Rebels last time that I didn't have enough time to get. So I should be able to get it this time around.
We'll see if there's any. We'll see if you talk about any wonderful things you got in our next show.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And then let's head to the DDO Chronicle, where we have issue 432. And I'm trying to figure out, what is that?
It's a salad.
Salad. Okay.
That is a that is a really, really in joke that only about 3 people are laughing right now about. But yes, yeah, it's a salad. I don't know what quest that's from, but it's a salad. There you go. Yeah, in joke with the salad. But I'm telling you, 3 people are laughing very hard right now. In our Chronicle this week, as you did say, it's issue 432. That is a lot of Chronicles. Congratulations to everyone who made it on the list. That's right. Season 4 of Hardcore is over. The leaderboards are set in stone. So if you made it, congratulations. The after party going to be running through July 20th. There is a thread you can jump over on the Hardcore forums, talk about your experiences you had this year. But once again, congratulations to all who made the leaderboards in Hardcore Season 4. DDO Cast talked about Update 50. That was with Patrick, of course, and he had his guest Ashiris. They are looking over the latest previews, so check that out over on ddocast.com. Our guild hall of the week this week is the Knights of Chaos. They're a Kyber-based guild. They've been around since the formation on Radira. Sure, why not? I don't know. That must have been like one of the original servers. I don't know what that is. I have never seen that word in my life, so I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it was an original server, maybe, because I know when the game first launched, they had some servers and then they combined them. So maybe, I don't know. The guild is currently looking for multiple new members to join them. Jump over on the recruitment forums over on DDO.com and check that out if you're looking for a guild over on Kyber. On our fan site news section, of course, don't forget DDO Stream, your first stop to find DDO over on Twitch. A Bard's Life is celebrating summertime. Voodoo Spice has his coffee and chat, and Fridays on Ice is questing in Evening Star. Elsewhere on Twitch, Stream Tom has a spooky summer. Limonatri quest on Galanda, and Icy Gothica, that is an awesome name, is running the Night Rebel. So a lot of spooky summer happening over on Twitch this week. Also, YouTube, Axel is jumping into the gear and monster changes. Samus Garobo celebrating his birthday on a video. And Mystic Camera Production is heading into Castle Ravenloft. We also, of course, have the screenshot of the week, as we always do. Frija takes a moment to rest in the 516th DDO screenshot of the week, and that is from Feta for sending that in. It's kind of a cool little just shot between two rush shrines, and the rush shrine, I like it. And I almost forgot about the Chronicle comment. How could I forget about the Chronicle comment?
I don't know. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, see, it slipped my mind. You look up. What do you see?
Well, the Chronicle comment that you missed. No.
Nice.
Well, a dragon, most likely.
See, it depends where you're at.
Well, yeah.
Could be a dragon. Could be a beholder. Could be the night sky. It's kind of a trick question this week because, well, where am I at when I'm looking up? So,
well,
so what are those tricksy questions this week in our Chronicle for issue 432 of our Chronicle? And that's it for game news, kind of. We do have other game news that people are probably wondering, why the heck haven't we talked about it yet? Oh, we will. Yes, we will.
You're saving that for a special occasion.
I am saving that for a special occasion. A special episode of the podcast is going to be recorded this week at some point. Patrick and I are going to sit down and we're going to go through all of these changes that we have not talked about yet on the podcast. I know DDO Cast has had a couple episodes about them, so we're going to have Patrick on, and we're going to go over the end game itemization adjustments, the monster changes, the universal enhancement trees, all the stuff. All of this stuff will be talked about. Look for a special edition of the podcast next week. We're going to record it this week. I'll release it next week. So never fear. We shall talk about that stuff.
We shall talk about that stuff. Then let's head on and see what's coming in from the dungeon. Where apparently we have a box of adventure. Valley of Peril is coming from Loki Battle Maps.
That's right. Everybody needs a box of adventure because why not? Rant. Yes, this is terrain maps and tokens for your fantasy role-playing or your skirmish miniature games of all types. Box set is going to carry a MSRP of $32. You can look for this out on July 14th. This does have a couple different battle maps for you. It's also got tokens to use. 24 different maps, 300 and more tokens. So you can use these, as I said, for any of RPGs or skirmish miniature games. It's system agnostic, so they're just basically some fantasy stuff. So it's just a nice little set. And the maps, I should say, are modular, so you can kind of put them together and create a larger map if you need, or if you just need a little like 4x4 square, you can do that. You can pretty much do whatever you want with this box. So this is kind of just a handy little thing to have. This is the first in a series of boxes coming out from Loke Battle Mats. You can look for these soon. As I said, these will hit stores July 14th. Stay tuned to DDO Players. We're going to have an unboxing video of this because Loke Battle Mats was kind enough to send a box over for us to take a look at early. So look for that video coming this week as well over on the site, so you can take a look and see what this actually looks like. Well, not really. I'm going to see it in person, but you're going to see it in video, but you know what I mean. Video coming soon.
Video coming soon. And then while we wait for that, let's head over to what's on the tabletop now. Where GenCon announces new official merchandise partnership with Rollicrit.
Yes, we did talk about Off-World Designs, who has done the merchandise for GenCon forever. That company is closing up because the owners are retiring, and they were going to try to sell it to somebody, but they decided, you know what? We're just going to close the doors. We're going to retire and live a happy long life. So GenCon was like, who's going to do our merchandise now? So they found Rollicrit. This was announced last week, and they already have over on the Rollicrit website, there is plenty of merchandise to pick from. They have several different designs of shirts, and also they have some hats and all of your other GenCon needs. They did announce there's going to be a few things that is not available on the shop right now. They are only going to be available at GenCon itself. So, yeah. And then you might say, Rollicrit, hey, don't they do dice? Yes, they do. They are known for their dice. That's actually how they started, and now they're kind of branching out into other things. They're doing shirts, of course, for GenCon and other merch. They also have a Kickstarter that's running right now called Heroes of Barcadia. That Kickstarter has a few days left. That is actually fully funded, which is basically a drinking dungeon crawl game. Comes with glasses. That's how you track your hit points, is you actually pour a drink in there, and then every time you get hit, you have to drink, and then your health goes down as it goes down on the glass. So, yeah. So, Rollicrit.
So when a cleric heals you, does that mean you add extra beverage into the glass?
I hope so, because that would be amazing if that's the case. Amaze balls if that would be the case. So yeah, that's why Rollicrit might sound familiar to you. They've been doing dice for a while, and they have that Kickstarter, as I said, and some other stuff. So it's good to see GenCon finding a new merch partner, and we'll see what the new merchandise that's exclusive to the actual con looks like when GenCon comes in September.
Let's then look at Magic the Gathering, where Magic the Gathering Secret Lair brings back their 1980s D&D cartoon.
Okay, this is amazing. I'm going to admit right now, not a Magic the Gathering player. I've dabbled in a little bit. I don't own any decks. Don't like I said, I dabble in it every now and again. This is going to be the second deck of Magic I'm going to order because this is freaking amazing. It is the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon that we all know and love that they're bringing into Magic. Like they do with the Secret Lair drops, their names on the cards are going to share names and mechanics with the existing in-game cards. They're just changing the artwork on these. It's artwork from the D&D cartoon. So we're going to get everybody. We have Presto the Magician. We have Hank the Ranger, Bobby the Barbarian. And of course, we have Venger, and Dungeon Master even makes an appearance as well. So yeah, this is just freaking amazing. As I said, I'm going to order this Secret Lair set. I don't even play Magic, but this is just amazing. These cards look amazing. So if you're into the D&D cartoon, it's a great collectible. If you're into Magic, there you go. You'll want these in your Magic game as well. Another cool thing to celebrate this, Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards, the fine folks over at Wizards, did actually announce, in honor of the Saturday morning Dungeons and Dragons Magic the Gathering Secret Lair drop, they're going to stream the complete D&D animated series. You can join them over on their Twitch channel. This is going to start Friday, July 9th at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. They're going to stream all the episodes of the cartoon over on the official D&D Twitch channel, which is amazing in and of itself as well. So you can go over to the Secret Lair drop site to pre-order this now. These are coming out later in the summer. And they are available in both a foil and a non-foil version. Have we talked about Secret Lair stuff before?
I don't recall it.
Yeah, I don't think we have either. Secret Lair stuff is stuff that they put up like this for pre-order. Very short, limited a time that you can order it. And once that pre-order is over, that's it. They don't make these anymore. So this is one thing. If you want them, you need to jump on it and do it.
Right? And how is that different from anything else relating to Magic?
These are just like limited edition type things. Like most of the other Magic decks, they eventually get around to reprinting at some point, or they're readily available. These are only available on this Secret Lair drop. You can only get them then. And once that pre-order ends, that's it. The only other way to get them is to go on eBay and pay outrageous prices, which don't do that.
But the main attraction on these particular cards is that they are alternate artwork.
Correct.
Names.
Correct. Like in the past, they've done sets for like The Walking Dead. They've done, I think they had a My Little Pony set too. They've done quite a few of these. Then a lot of the times they do like guest artist sets that they do. But yeah, this one is just the classic D&D cartoon, which is amazing. So go pre-order this now, which I have, like I said, I don't even play Magic, and I ordered this just because it's awesome.
Let's then head out and see what's on the screen. Where Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. And you have a little review for that.
We did. We reviewed it. That is for the astute among you. Remember, last podcast, I said, I played a video game I can't talk about. This was the video game I played I couldn't talk about, which I'm sure a lot of people figured that out as soon as this review posted. They're like, hey, I know what he played. Yeah, Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. This is the latest video game for Dungeons & Dragons. It's a hack and slash through Icewind Dale with, of course, all of our friends, Drizzt and company. This comes from Torque Games, who is owned by Wizards of the Coast. We talked about that when they bought them. And they said they were going to bring out several games. This was the first game. Thing to know is no character creation in this. You can pick to play either Dritz, you can play Canterbury, you can play Bruno or Battlehammer, or Wolfgar. So you can play up to 4 players at a time, or you can play solo. I would like to play it multiplayer. I've only ever played it solo. Other reviews and stuff I've watched and read says it's much better if you play it multiplayer. The game is okay. I mean, it's not bad. There is some problems with it, which they are patching. Some enemy AI kind of gets weird at times, which I just seen there was a patch yesterday that's supposed to fix some of that. Another thing I wish about it, it was an open world game, and it's not. It's pretty linear. The story is pretty decent. It's kind of like they added the story on just because they needed an excuse for you to go through and do this stuff. So that was kind of a bummer, but it's your basic hack and slash. You go through, you kill a bunch of mobs, and then you get to a mini boss, and then you kill the mini boss, and then you keep going through the levels, and then eventually you'll get to the big boss. It's pretty standard hack and slash video game fare.
Yeah, is there a reason why this you try to click on this in Steam, it gives you this is finally friendly warning on it?
Just there's a lot of violence. That's really all I can think. I can't imagine anything else why there would be that. It is pretty violent, so that would be the only thing. And it was rated M, so I guess that'd be why. Because
yeah. I think it's anything that's rated M gets that flag.
Yep. Yeah, it's just violence.
Okay.
It's hack and slash. You go ahead and read the review over on the site. Like I said, it was okay. It's kind of not what I was expecting. I was expecting more. And as I said, my biggest problem was I wish there was more story there. The story did act like it was just added on to, oh, hey, we need a reason why you were playing these iconic characters, so let's add this. We'll just put the story in, and that's what it is. And you do get a cutscene when you start a new mission that kind of explains what's going on, and that kind of moves the story along. But
okay, so it's the flimsiest story since Quake, you're saying?
It's pretty flimsy, yeah. Like I said, it's a decent hack and slasher. So if you like that type of game, check it out. It's a fun little game, and they have been patching it a lot. They have plans for some more DLC coming as well. They've already laid out, and they also have a plan for an expansion. They've kind of already announced too. So check it out. But yeah, it's Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance.
And with that, then let's head over and see what our week in gaming is like. Drac, what have you been up to?
Basically, Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. That's pretty much really all I've been doing.
That's what you've been doing.
As I said in the review, I only played it solo. You can play it multiplayer online with up to 4 people, and you can also play it co-op. Like if you're playing like the Xbox version, you can play it with 2 controllers and 2 people. So I really want to try the multiplayer of it, but it's fun. I'm almost done with it, I think. I think I'm got like 3 more missions left, and then I'll be done. Then I'll be fighting the quote-unquote big boss, so we'll see. So it's decent. I did play something on the tabletop, but I'll be darned if I can remember what it was. I know I played a tabletop game because I got it out, and I'm like, oh, I can play this solo. I'm going to play this. But I don't remember what it was. That's horrible. So insert cool game here that I played that maybe at some point I'll remember what the name of it was. Apparently it wasn't that great if I can't remember what it was. But anyway, there's that. Did play some D&D 5e. Of course, that was the Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage, episode 11, which is entitled Beer Angels. Waterdeep dwarves have finally secured the cache of the Malarkin beer. But how do they get it back to the troll skull from the dungeon? And who exactly is Big Chicken? These questions and more will be answered in episode 11. So click over and watch that. Another amazing, amazing episode of Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage. As always, such a fun game. I love playing in that game. And that's really it, besides the tabletop that I can't remember what I did. I swear I did something, but I don't know what
you did.
It's my days are running to, it's just, I'm having one of my weeks. I've been having one of my weeks for the past 2 weeks, and it's not getting any better. So there's that. So how about you, Pine Leaf? What did you do?
First of all, what we did together, and that was doing some DDO. First off, we ran Beautiful Nightmares, which I have a feeling that we would rather strike the word beautiful from the title.
I would say I'll go ahead. Tell your feelings on that.
Yes. This is my feelings about this. Oh, what can we say? Actually, I think it started out not too bad until, of course, we got to this jump puzzle of jump puzzles. Then once we finally get to the top of this big, long, infuriating... Actually, no, that was a jump puzzle. Then later on, we had the rock climbing puzzle.
Yeah, the jump puzzle wasn't that bad.
No, to me, I had a lot of trouble with the jump puzzle.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you did. I didn't. Once I figured out which platforms I needed to jump on, that was fairly easy for me.
Yeah, well, it was a jump puzzle with mobs shooting us from all over the place.
Yeah, that didn't help matters.
That didn't help. So first of all, there was that, which made me a little bit annoyed and all that. Then we came to the rock climbing one, which... All right, I eventually figured things out there. Drac had a lot more trouble with it than I did. Actually, Drac got the first part of it well before I did, but I seemed to get the second part before Drac did. And when I finally got to the top, I thought that, because I've always assumed that Drac is ahead of me on these things, I thought, okay, we're ready, I'll open up the door.
Which, to be fair, I usually am ahead of you. That is true. Well, because I usually play the rogue, so of course I'd be ahead of you to make sure there's no traps or whatever. So,
right.
To be fair, it makes sense why you would think that.
So I decided to open the door to see what was behind the door. And of course, one knows that the first rule of D&D is you never open the door until the party is ready for the door to be opened, because there could be something nasty on the other side. In this case, it was 4 nasties, all of whom took exception to my existence. And unfortunately, during that previous one, we were having the jump puzzle, I had switched my weapon to darts because I couldn't get around or anything like that all around there. So therefore, the darts were the only weapon where I could reach them. So I'm throwing darts at them all over the place, and I had put my quarterstaff away. And this is the first time I'm playing this character in a little while. Thus, I didn't think about switching back to the quarterstaff. And I should say right now, when you are in wolf form, you are not very effective when you are equipped with darts.
Yeah, probably not.
And they just said, bing, and I went whack. All right, so now I'm dead. I had forgotten to summon a hireling when we started this dungeon because that's the way my day has been going. So I had no hireling. I was up there alone. Drac was having trouble climbing up the rocks in that section. So sort of everything went wrong, and then that's, I think, about the time that we quit the dungeon on there. But I mean, really, after putting us through that tedious rock climbing session into there, to have it immediately followed by the Room of Death was just too much for me. It's like, all right, I'm done with this dungeon. I don't think I'm ever going to run it again.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, no, screw that dungeon. Which is kind of sad because I would have liked to finish off that quest pack, which that's the last quest in the Peril of the Planar Eyes quest pack. But yeah, no, right. Screw that. No, I am never going in there again. The rock puzzle, I get to the top, and you kind of have to, jump over to get to the ledge to go to the next section to where you can climb up rocks. Every time I get to the top, I would just fall back to the bottom. I couldn't jump over or move over to the ledge at all. So I'd get to the top, fall back down. Get to the top of the rocks, fall back down. That was it. It got infuriating, and I'm like, no, I'm done. Like, no, this is like that is right up there with the Crucible for me. Screw that quest.
Ooh, with the Crucible.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's almost that infuriating to me. So yeah, so apparently we're never going to be able to finish Peril of Planar Eyes, which is kind of disappointing because I do always like to finish off a quest arc. But yeah, no, screw that. I'm never doing that quest again, ever.
All right, it's sort of like my joys of Zuggitmoy.
Yeah, we still need to do Zugamoy and actually beat it for real.
I don't know when and how we're going to manage that, but we'll. All right, so we did that. Then after we decided to give up on Beautiful Nightmares, we then headed into House Jurasco and ran From Beyond the Grave, The Enemy Within, and The Dead Shall Rise. And the first of these, From Beyond the Grave, was the worst timing for a selection of a dungeon in the history of DDO.
Yeah, I forgot that. Like, starts as soon as you walk in.
Yeah, it starts as soon as you walk in, and I still had not yet. Oh, actually, things were even worse there because after the Beautiful Nightmares, I naturally, since I was dead, I popped back into a random tavern. I happened to last said, okay, please bring me back here. And when I did return there, I, of course, repaired. And while I was all talking to the merchant, I says, oh, yes, I had the wrong weapon equipped. So I double-clicked on it to re-equip it. And I, of course, was still in the cell interface. So I accidentally sold my primary melee weapon.
See?
And we went into the dungeon, and I didn't figure out until we were in that dungeon that I didn't have a weapon anymore.
Yeah.
So I went through that dungeon. Well, I think I spent a lot of it in human form throwing darts at because I still had some darts. So I was throwing darts at the sundead. Drac is going around trying to light the fires, and I'm defending the gate with the hireling to help me, and that gate really came close to being bashed. I am surprised.
Yeah,
it just barely held on.
I barely got that last one lit, and then the boss came out just in time because that gate had probably 2 hits left on it, and that would have been it. So yeah,
right.
Yeah, we barely beat that.
Yeah, that was. After that, I went back to a merchant. I was able to do a buyback to get my weapon back. And after that, we were able to do the next 2 dungeons, The Enemy Within and The Dead Shall Rise.
Which it has been forever since I ran those quests, because I forgot them until we were in them, and I'm like, oh yeah, this quest. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I remember this dungeon. Yeah, it's been a long time since I ran those. Long time.
Yes, the one where we had to get a total of, was it 8 of those seals with the octopus on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Throughout the course of that dungeon, you say, okay, let's find another pair. Let's find another pair. Let's find another pair. Oh, that was crazy. But
it's kind of funny how you can tell with those older quests, like the game mechanics they were using at the time, because there's like a whole series of like quests like that where you have to find the crest to slot into play things, and it's just like at the time that was the big game mechanic they were doing. It's just funny to me as you're going back through all this old stuff. It's like, oh, I see. This is when they introduced this mechanic. So this is what we've done in like 3 dungeons, and then now we got the quest thing that we're doing. It's kind of funny to look back and see like the evolution of the game and the mechanics that they're using.
But we succeeded in that one at least. Then over on in Tabletop, I played a number of games there. I played Cottage Garden, got to play that a little bit, and with Cottage Garden, I think that was the that. Oh yeah, see, because I think I mentioned in the last episode that I had just gotten. No, I had it for some time, but that was the first time I disassembled it and actually started playing. So I played another 2 games of that for this week. Then I finally got around to playing Agropolis, which recently arrived from the Kickstarter bonus on there. Then someone mentioned during a solo con that a game called That's Pretty Clever, and that there was an app version to it. So I bought the Steam app for That's Pretty Clever and played. So I played that 15 times.
I like that. 15 times. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so that's rolling right on there. So that's a fast rolling right. So I played quite a number of That's Pretty Clever on there. And it looks, I'm trying to think, if there's a strategy involved in this, I still haven't grasped it yet. I guess that's the best way of saying on that. Because I just don't quite have it down yet on that. Then after that, I played some Commands and Colors Tricorn to celebrate the Independence Day weekend.
Of course you did. Because that's the Pine Leaf thing to do.
That's the Pine Leaf thing to do, is play a Commands and Colors game that's appropriate in some way. It's like how in the previous episode where I had all those Memoir 44 games that I played for D-Day.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then over in Minecraft, for the LPN server, for the server that we have for the other podcast, or members of the other podcast, I built, I guess I'll say, Skeleton Farm Mark II. I might have mentioned I was built a Skeleton Farm maybe in the last episode. And we moved our base somewhere, so I found another skeleton spawner, and I built a new and improved version of this one. This is one that works a lot more efficiently than the previous one did, because the one that we were using before just wasn't very efficient on how it spawned mobs or how quickly it spawned mobs. But this next one is much better on there, as I was able to utilize mechanics such as drop mechanics and using soul sand and all that to get them moved around. And I actually have the skeletons popping up above the ground on the beach, floating across, and then dropping down after that. So it sort of looks like you have a little bit of a conveyor belt showing, okay, this is what's on the menu today. You can't see it while you're underground at the killing chamber, but anyone who's up at the top can see the skeletons just sliding on by as they go through that down the conveyor belt. And also, Sanswinda, one of the members of the group, built as an iron farm, so we're getting some things in there. That was her first iron farm that we had in there, so I think we were starting to get things all nice and established. And we had one member who thought he decided to build this big, huge house right under where I was getting set up to do a spider spawner, and which is right under where we were doing we had the spider spawner there, our enchanting station, and that's where I was wanting to do my mining and the like. And he sort of just took over that region in there, and while I was going to look for some obsidian, I wound up in his area and got just so thoroughly lost. And then he said, oh, wait a minute, it's time for us to have our 4th of July fireworks show. So I'm trying to hurry out of the dungeon where I am completely lost, which has every single lava trap in the history of Minecraft in there. And of course, I fell into one of them, and okay, let's just say my 4th of July was not a happy one.
Apparently not. Jeez.
Actually, okay. To be fair to the 4th of July, it was technically the 5th by then. It was technically the 5th, but I guess it said, okay, it's no longer the 4th of July. We can kill all Pine Leaf now. Maybe that's what happened. So, yes, I had that little incident in there. So that means that I should be careful when going into other people's mines, because some people leave lava all over the place. And that concludes my week in gaming. We currently have 16 supporters on Patreon, and if you'd like to help support DDO players, you can go to the donations page. You can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Our money would be used for our podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. Ooh, we have an email this week. Oh, what's this all about, Drac?
We do, yeah. Kirkos wrote in and says, Pine Leaf and Drac, I think you misunderstood when they said you can have a max of 3 destinies active. This is going back a couple episodes ago. We talk about the Epic Destiny changes. We kind of like glossed over that a little bit. Currently, you can twist things from 5 other Destinies, so you're losing out. The nice thing about the new system is no karma system and not having to level the 3 trees individually. Means you don't have to off Destiny leveling anymore, which I hate, by the way. Much simpler system overall, but also severely taking power away from level 20, and it's also overall less powerful even at 30. I personally don't like the build up and expand charge system that they're getting implemented in the multiple trees now as well. Overall, there's some good ideas, but lots of negatives so far. I hope to see more adjustments to the trees after this Lamania pass.
If you would like to send us an email to remind us of something, such as our misunderstandings on Epic Destinies, you can email us at podcast@ddoplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter. Players Alliance at Players Ally, DDO Players at DDO Players, Dracula at Dracula_72, and Piney Pet Piney Fuels. The Players Alliance has 2 shows. On Wednesdays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, be DDO Players News, and on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, you have Low to Players News. You can join us for our shows at ddoplayers.com/live. That's all for today, and this is Piney Mules reminding you to quest responsibly.